I don't have a target audience, but my music is primarily geared towards women and women's issues, just as my wellness practices are geared towards women and uplifting women and the divine feminine and cultivating divine feminine energy. That is, again, it came about authentically. It was never, I never sit down and methodically plan out, okay, I'm going to do this because it can do this, and then I'm going to practice it. These things just are all authentically given to me by spirit. It's authentically gifts that have been put on the inside of me. I was doing a God's Girls, when I used to go to church back in the day, God's Girls Bible study with little girls. Like, it was always just, that was the path that I was put on. It wasn't a one day, I had to sit down and think about it. I have 4 daughters also. I'm sure that has a lot to do with it. Women and women's issues. I mean, I'm obviously a woman and I obviously can relate. And, but women's issues have just always been, my heart. You know, we all have our own, past. We all have our own interests and likes and, preferences. And I tend to navigate towards whatever it is that spirit pulls me towards authentically, not sitting down trying to plan it out. So there is no, my music doesn't have a specific target audience. It is for everyone. The songs are universal. The message throughout all of the songs are, understanding the oneness of being, universal consciousness versus individual consciousness. And that's a message for everyone. However, I tend to, just like in the tantric practices, give a more focus on that divine feminine goddess energy, the female principle. And that's, again, just being spirit-led. I would absolutely say I'm walking in my purpose now. But everything that happens on our path before we're fully walking in our purpose is preparing us to walk in our purpose. And then we decide whether we're going to walk it out fully or we're going to come back and do it again next time. Because we will walk it out. Now, how many lifetimes you want to come back and do it is on you. Society makes us forget who we are. We're born knowing already. It's not the first time here. It's not our first time around. Probably thousands of years old. I'll be 45 next week, but I'm thousands of years. I'm probably 1,045. I want that to be the last one, though. I don't want to come back again. I learned it in this lifetime. I have absolutely zero wild tour stories. I told you I was super nerd in the room. I would go be Solé on stage and come back to my room and read a book. And so I do have a wild industry story, and I will not name the person. However, is a very famous rapper who is also an executive that I have known, that when I got out of my first record deal, before I left the industry and was going to shop another one, took a meeting with me, and basically when we talked about the music, and then he sat literally in his office and said, "What you gonna do for me?" With a straight face. And I said, "Give you this record and promote it. But what else you gonna do for me? Whip my 3-month-old baby in there in the carrier. What else you gonna do for me?" And I was not a motherfucking thing and got my baby and walked out. Yeah, that's probably the wildest, though. But I ain't gonna tell you who it was. He know who he is, though. He ain't forgot. I don't have one defining moment that's like, fuck it, I'm done with this. Like, there's series of things. There's a series of awakenings. So I had a series of awakenings, but not, I had never had one defining moment that I said, "Oh, fuck this, I don't want to do this anymore." It was a series of promptings, a series of awakenings, a series of times that I listened to Spirit speak